Business on Purpose podcast.
Dallas Willard said we must ruthlessly rid hurry from our life. Hey, it's Scott Beebe with the Business on Purpose podcast. It's time to be liberated from the chaos of working in your business. Take the next step to receive life and make time for what matters most. Yeah, there's some wisdom principles, some proverbial sayings that we go back to a lot. Be slow to speak, quick to listen, and slow to understand. I think it was actually Nietzsche, of all people, who said, the majority of man's problems stem from man's inability to sit in a room alone by herself. There's a lot of life, and as you sit down with people who are older than you, you begin to realize they're moving slower, they're usually speaking slower, and the ones who are not, a lot of times are in some sort of trouble. Makes me think of a gentleman, I won't say the name, but he is a massively, what I'll call, and I'm using air quotes, successful salesperson, and has done infomercials and online selling and all of those sorts of things for literally hundreds of millions of dollars. And now he's in a prison in Alabama because he owes a lot of taxes to our government. And so that's a guy who's older, but maybe not living within a bathtub of wisdom. And so what we want to do is we want to bathe ourselves with wisdom. We want to be able to walk out of the door having more wisdom today than we had yesterday. Knowledge, I heard yesterday, was knowing the difference, or knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to use that tomato in a fruit salad. And so when we think about wisdom, it's the deeper level intuition in decision making. It's the deeper level intuition in camaraderie building, in network creating, in our day-to-day human relationships. And Dallas Willard is saying we must ruthlessly eliminate hurry from our life. Why? Well, I think it is in a life of non-hurriedness that leads to reflection, that leads to inward contemplation. Now, I'm not going to go deep level Eastern mysticism on you, but what I will say, and I've noticed this in the last 3 to 6 months in my own life, is as I have had more margin, I have ruthlessly tried not to backfill that margin with more productivity. I had a friend, Jeff Campbell, told me about 3 years ago, he said, Scott, God's favorite thing about you is not your productivity. It really stung, because a banner of my life has been productivity, efficiency, systems, processes. As many of you know, this podcast is, a lot of the content is hinged on vision, mission, values, systems, and processes. And so it's a part of who I am. It's what I enjoy. It's what I love to do. It's what I love to lead you into doing. But I can overproduce, and in that overproduction, genuinely believe that my personal value, the wealth I bring to you, comes from my ability to help you be more productive. And it's not. I don't want that to be my value to you. It's part of the value, certainly. It's part of the value that begins the conversation. But at a much deeper level, I realize that many of you are struggling at home. You're struggling in your marriage. You're struggling in learning how to parent your children. You're struggling in trying to deal with your finances. You're struggling in these relationships with your extended families. And a lot of that, if we can begin the conversation around vision, mission, value, systems, processes, these things that will help alleviate some of the pressure at the outset, then what it does is it frees up time for the deeper level conversations. We must ruthlessly eliminate hurry from our life, because in the slowness is where relationships can thrive. I don't know if that's what Dallas Willard would have said on the back end of that statement, but I want you to contemplate that statement for just a second. We must ruthlessly eliminate hurry from our life. So I want you to think about your idea of ruthlessness. There's this emphasis, there's this doggedness to go get something. The elimination is the complete outright elimination, the done withness of something. Hurry? Well, you can define hurry. You know what it looks like. You may be in it right now. So my hope is that you will ruthlessly eliminate hurry in your life. And maybe for some of you, this is a cultural concept you want to include in your vision story. My business, onpurpose.com/vision. You can start there, articulating that vision story. My hope is that you will begin with me to ruthlessly eliminate hurry from your life. We'll see you next time, right here on the Business on Purpose podcast.